Hey guys, welcome to Magic Behind the Magic. This video is all about the things that you need to have on your website. So let's get into it. Hey guys, so this video is all about the 5 things that you need to have on your website in order for it to be a good working website and a major player in your booking system, okay? So we're going to talk about the 5 things. They're really important, and if you miss out on any of these or you don't spend enough time and get these things right, it is going to definitely affect how your booking system flows. So let's get into it. So the first thing is content. So content, as we discussed in the last video, if you didn't see that, then I recommend you zip back there right now and have a quick look. The last video was called Creating Copy for the Best Website, and it's all about creating copy, which essentially is what content is, okay? Now your content on your website has to cover these things. It has to cover who you are, what you do, where you are, and why people would want to book you, okay? Let's just go through those again and just sort of elaborate a little bit more. So who, they want to know who you are. Now, that doesn't mean like I'm a dad and I do this and I have a wife and they don't want all that sort of information. They want to know who you are when you're entertaining. So, for instance, hi, I'm John the Juggler, okay? That's a great who you are, okay? What you do. Well, if you're John the Juggler, you're probably a juggler and an entertaining one at that, and you have a crazy show that the kids are going to love. That is what you do. You're a juggler. You entertain kids by juggling, okay? They don't want to know what you do when you're not juggling or anything like that. They want to know what you do when you're going to be there entertaining. Where? Now this is so important because so many people miss this out. And in this day and age with the internet, the way it flows across our big, beautiful world that we live in, I tell you what, I get people contacting me from all over the place. Are you in my area? No, I'm not in your area. I'm sorry. But on my website, it clearly says that I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. Okay, and I have to put the Australian bit in there as well because there is another Melbourne over there in Florida where some of you guys probably are. But yeah, and so I don't want to get that confused. So I specifically stipulate that I am in Melbourne, Australia. And you need to do that because otherwise you're going to waste a lot of your time and other people's time when they're trying to find out where you are. Okay, so that's another thing. Also, why people would want to book you. Okay, now that comes down to selling the sizzle, as we talked about in the last video. And if you haven't missed that, I'm going to say it again, go back there and have a look. Creating copy for the best website. Okay, it's the video before this one in the run, so check that out because that is so important. Now all of that information can be squashed down and compacted because remember there's those 2 rules: keep it informative and also keep it like compact and short. And the reason for that is because people don't want to waste time looking for it. So all that information can be jammed into one paragraph, which is your introduction. It's as simple as that. Okay, and then once you've done that, everything else on your website is all about selling the sizzle. Okay, so let's look at that. Who, what, where, why. Okay, hi, I'm John the Juggler. I'm based in Melbourne, Australia, where I entertain kids every weekend and they love coming and seeing my show. All right, because it's fun, interactive, and full of laughs. Right, simple, one paragraph. Now, I've answered all those questions. Of course, I'm not a juggler and my name's not John, but that's beside the point. Okay, that's the sort of thing you need to put in there, straight to the point. Now, you'll notice that in there were some eyes. In the last video, I talk about separating your eyes. In the introduction, I believe that is one area that you can certainly have your eyes in it. It's one paragraph and it is about you. So you need to put that in there, okay? After that, get rid of your eyes altogether. Start talking about the benefits for the people that are going to book you and their kids or the audience and the whole shebang that goes with it, all right? But don't talk about yourself anymore. That's the biggest secret. So that's your content. Remember, pictures and words are all a part of that content. Get it in there, shrink it down, make that copy, make it work. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Contact details. Such a simple thing, but so many people seem to mess it up on their website somehow. Okay, first of all, contact details need to be really, really obvious. Okay, you can have a whole page for it, a whole page. You can also just have bits and pieces leading to it around. We're going to talk about that sort of stuff soon. But the main thing is with your contact details, you need to have 2 ways that they can contact you. Okay, 2 ways. The first way needs to be the telephone, the good old-fashioned telephone. Okay, the second way needs to be some form of typing, whether it's an email or whether it is a web form. Personally, I like to do all 3 of those, okay? And the reason for that is because sometimes people aren't ready for the email, but a form is quick and easy. They can see what they need to fill in and they'll do it. Okay, other people like to be like, hey, I'm in control, I'll do it my way and I'll send you an email. Some people like to get the phone and call you or send you a text. I don't care which way they contact me. If they contact me, we're on the road to making a booking, okay? And that's all that matters. So remember, at least 2 ways. One way a phone, the other way a way of typing. If you're going to use a web form, you need to keep it super simple, okay? You don't need to ask what color socks the birthday child is going to be wearing. What you need to know is 1, who you're talking to, 2, a way to contact them. And again, I recommend you get 2 ways. You ask for a phone number and an email address, okay? The reason for that is sometimes when they're filling it in, they're going to make a mistake, okay? It's unlikely they're going to make a mistake on both of them. So if they ask you to ring them and they give you a phone number that doesn't connect, you can at least email them and say, hey, sorry, the email you sent me didn't connect. Vice versa. So you can also ring them and say, hey, that email address is not working, okay? So always ask for 2 ways. The other thing is, all you need to know is who they are, how to contact them, what they want, and a when and where. Okay, now that's all you need, and I think most people that is probably enough. It's a good start. It gives you an idea of what you need to, whether you can do it or not, then, and you're able to go back to them and say, hey, I can do this, I can't do this, or we may be able to do this. Okay, I need some more information. Going back to them with something, asking for more information isn't a bad thing. It actually means that shows them that you're considering it and you're taking on board what their situation really is, okay? And that is so important. So there you go, contact details. Simple as that. Let's move on to the next bit because we're going to run out of time. So next is call to action. Now this is something that so many people miss out on, and it is absolutely imperative to make sure that your booking system and your website work together, and this is how you get people to actually start inquiring, okay? Call to action, what it is what guides the user through your website, okay? It doesn't leave them stranded anywhere. Imagine this, so that you're scrolling through a website and it's all very interesting. You're like, oh, this is really, really good. And I've seen this happen many a time with a website, and you're getting through it, oh, this is good, this is really good, and all of a sudden you come to the end of the page and it's just sort of like leaves you there with maybe a photo in the end of the last paragraph, and you have to scroll back up to the top, all the way back up, oh, there we are, and then you need to look and go, what do I want to look at next? So I've just done the home page. Oh, should I go and have a look at that or that? Okay. So what a call to action does is it takes away all that guessing and all the extra scrolling. Call to actions are placed through your website, and what they do is they guide the viewer through your website as a part of the sales funnel. Okay. Now we're going to do another video on this another time. Sales funnels are really, really cool, and they can be so simple or they can be so complicated, but we're going to look into that another time. But just think of it this way for the moment. Okay. You open up a web page and you start looking at it. You see something, you see the first bit, you're excited. Oh, I think I might really like this. And right next to it is a button that says, do you want more information? Yeah, I want more information. So you click it and straight away it takes you to another page where it's going to give you more information, or it might say, do you want more information, or do you want to book it now? Oh no, I want to book it now. So you hit the book it now and it goes straight to the contact details or the booking page or whatever you've got. Okay, that is what a call to action is. You should never ever finish your page without a call to action at the very bottom. Okay, the very bottom, there's got to be a call to action, but you can have call to actions through the page. Now, a really important thing here, when someone's looking at your website, they always have one thing that they can always do, okay? And that is they can click away from your page. Simple as that. If they look at it and they go, I'm not interested in this, they can click away. All they do is they go up to the back button, or if on their phone they just hit the back button, whatever it is, they can always get away from your page whenever they want, one click. So when you give them a call to action, you're actually giving them an extra choice. Okay, this is how I like to look at it. So an extra choice. So it might be go and look at my testimonials. It might be look at more detail about my shows. It might be get information now. Find out if your date is ready, available, or whatever it is. Okay, so you need to give them at least one call to action. Sometimes it's worth giving 2 call to actions. It gives them a choice. So it's like, would you like to get more information on the show, or would you like to choose your own show? Never give them more than 2 choices. There's a problem that happens when you get more than 2 choices. People go, too hard. Anymore, wop, 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 wow. It will not work. That people will just go, oh, I've got one more choice, back away, and they'll just hit the back button and they're gone. Okay, so always no more than 2 choices. The next one is testimonials. Now, testimonials are so important, but people sort of go, I don't have any good testimonials. Well, get some. It's as simple. It's so easy to get them, okay? If you're doing any shows, you can get testimonials. I guarantee it. And I'm about to tell you how. But first, I want to tell you why they're so important. When someone comes to your website, they don't know you. They don't know anything about you. What they read, they know deep down in their head that you've written that. So when you have a testimonial, what it does is straight away people look and go, oh, this is real, because these people have had this guy and they love it and they're looking at it as well. Now, testimonials don't need to be like jammed in all over the place. You can scatter them around a little bit, but you can have sections where you just have them, and they're a little bit like call to actions. I find depending on where you place them depends on like how much the person is going to read them, because testimonials are usually written or they're going to be a video, okay, and either it takes time to watch or read and absorb it. So basically, if you just have a few scattered around, it's good. People look at it, oh yeah. Now I do that, but I also have a page that is just full of them, okay? And I mean full of them. Now the thing with testimonials is just keep collecting them, because if you have one of those pages that it just goes on and on and on and on, people don't read them after a while, but they just start going, like scrolling through it going, wow. Now, to get testimonials is really easy. Just ask. It's that simple. Whenever you do a show for somebody, just ask them. At the end of the show, say, thank you so much for booking me. And that is so important, by the way, thanking them, because if they didn't book you, you don't have a job. It's really that good. So I always thank my clientele whenever they book me, and I always thank them when I finish the show as well. Now, but when you thank them, you can just say, hey, look, if you could find the time to just put together a few words for me for my website, it would go a long way in helping my business, okay? And if you do it after the show, especially when they're on that high still, they've enjoyed the show, their kids are still bouncing around and having a ball, they're like, yeah, I can do that. So there you go. Just be bold enough to ask. I tell you what, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get one. So just start collecting them. Okay, so that's it. That's the 4th one. The 5th one is a really easy one. Here we go. You ready? The 5th one is your website needs to have 2 pages minimum. Okay? Do not make 1-page website ever for anything. Why? Simple, because Google much prefers to see at least 2 pages, and you want to at least take your viewer to both of those pages, okay? The whole thing is with Google is you need to show them that people are connecting with you and are moving through your website, and they will increase your ranking. That's SEO. We're going to look at that in another video. All these videos, I can't wait to get out to you guys, but that's the thing. So we're going to, you need to make 2 pages minimum, okay? 10 pages if you want, 100 pages if you feel like it. It doesn't matter, but you need to have active pages that you can move your viewer through, okay? And Google will track that, and they'll be like, hey, this website seems to be working, all right? That's it, guys. So that's your 5 things that you need to have on your website to make it work. So let's recap, okay? Number 1, content. Okay, make sure that you have all that copy in there that you've worked so hard on. Keep it compact, keep it to the point, and answer all those questions you need to answer. Sell the sizzle, but don't sell too much, okay? Number 2 is contact. Make sure that your contact details are obvious and are easy to reach out to and to activate, okay? Number 3, call to action. This is such a simple but very important thing that so many people forget about. Make sure that you don't leave your viewer of your website hanging anywhere. Always give them somewhere else to go, and make sure that you're guiding them through the journey and discovering about why they want to book you, okay? Number 4 is testimonials. Such a simple one. Remember, ask for them. It's that easy. And just collect them. It doesn't matter whether they're this long or this short. It makes no difference as long as they're from real people who are talking about you, okay? Don't date your testimonials ever, because if you stop getting them for whatever reason, or stop collecting them, or stop updating, it looks bad on your website. Just list them. And 2 pages. Make sure that your website is at least 2 pages long. You can go lots more, but never go less. Never make a website that is just 1 page. It will not work well for you, I promise. Now, I've got one more bonus for you that doesn't have to be a part of your website, but I tell you what, if you get the right one and you make it nicely, it will work really well. And that is a video reel of what you do. Okay, now I'm not going to go into great detail about that right now, but what I'm going to tell you is that if it works for you, it works. If you don't get a good enough video, don't put it up. Okay, it doesn't make that much difference. As long as you've got some good photos and imagery going on of what you do, that will be enough. But a video reel sometimes is just enough to make people go, oh yeah. Okay, so think about that. If you've got one that works, great. If you haven't got one that works, don't stress about it yet. But a bonus video reel always helps along the road to getting those people to commit and to take action and to start converting into bookings. All right, there you go, guys. That's it. So start putting all that together in your head. It's a lot of information, I know, but it's really that simple, that if you start creating this and start thinking about it and start actually imagining where you want your viewer to go through your website and where you want them to end, okay? So they're always going to start on one page, well, most of the time. They're going to start on your home page or a landing page, whatever you've got. They're going to follow that through, and eventually what you want them to do is to inquire, okay? To ask more information. You don't want them to contact you and say, I would like to book you, because they're not going to. They're going to contact you and say, how much is it? Or would you be able to give me some more information on this? Okay, that's what you want them to do. That's what you need them to do. So make sure that you take them on that journey that is going to get them to that spot. Make it fun, make it vibrant, make it look like you actually care about what you're doing. All right, guys, the next video is going to be coming up in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Write some comments below. You know I love the comments and I will always answer them. Until next time, just keep working on those websites, and I'll keep up with you guys soon. Catch up with you guys soon. Keep up with you. I can't keep up with myself. Have a good one, guys. Catch you soon.